Hello, everyone. Welcome back, creatives, to New Amsterdam Radio, the podcast for creatives. It is I, the mayor, Flobo Boyce, in the mayor's office. And as always, I'm not alone. You see, even though I DJ weddings, I don't actually make the songs. I don't know anything about kind of musical theory, but my guest is a musical genius, dare I say. Please welcome Shelley Rae Speck to the show. How's it going, Shelley?
Oh man, it's good. I love your intro. Thank you. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
we were talking about this before we were going live. You are living the desert life. You're out there from Los
Yeah.
Angeles.
And it's on purpose. I came out here
Yeah,
and I always had like a romantic relationship with the desert. I'd come out, I don't know, 6, 7 times a year. There's just
yeah,
something so zen about it
right.
and it inspires my writing. So it's a good place for me.
I've done a couple weddings out there, a town called Pioneer Town. I've DJed things out there, and I go, okay, I'm ready to go home now. I'm a city cat. I don't.
I
I
love Pioneer Town. And I don't know if you went there, but Pappy and Harriet's, they
never
had
been.
Paul McCartney there.
Oh
Paul
wow,
McCartney played that venue. It's like a huge venue now.
yeah,
Lord played there. They get these great artists. It's amazing. It's a thing.
yeah.
It really is. It's a thing where people like to come to Joshua Tree. So it's very
That is
cool.
not a town you just go there without a purpose. You can't be like, well, my bus broke down in Pioneer Town. It's like mission,
Boy,
mission to
you'd be
go
in
out.
trouble
I know,
if
right?
your bus
It,
broke down.
it is super desert. So tell me about the story. You are so many hyphens there, but it all comes around with the music side. You are a performer. You are a
Yeah,
writer.
yeah.
You've done some producing as
I
well.
right now I had a band in the '80s, a big hair band, and we
Jealous.
had a lot of fun. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And we opened for like Mr. Melissa Manchester. And then I decided I didn't want to tour, didn't want to
Mhm.
do that lifestyle anymore. So I signed with A&M Records publishing company as a staff songwriter producer.
Yeah.
And during that time, it was a big shift because I was telling stories. We got a lot of, the band got a lot of comparisons to the Pretenders,
Right.
partially because it was like crazy rock and partially because there were a few women influencers that had their own band. So that was the only one.
Yeah.
The Pretenders, which didn't mind at all. But when I started writing as a project writer or staff songwriter, you have a quota. So you have to write a certain number of songs per year.
Wow.
And mostly they want hits. They want to, you submit a song, you record it, you write it, you produce it. Many times, my partner and I, Angie Rubin, we'd play instruments on it. Sometimes we'd bring in other players like Kurt. We
Mhm.
wrote a song with Kurt Farquhar, and um, but I got out of the contract because I wanted to get out of the contract.
Okay.
So enough said on that. But then I went into just project writing for years and years and years, writing for film and TV. Somebody would call me, a producer, and say, I need a country western waltz for a bar scene. Yeah, so I'd play all the instruments, sing it, and get it to him by the next day. And that went on for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for it, believe me, because
Yeah.
royalties are really nice.
Right. That's what I hear.
But when I moved out here, I just started writing a different, I got to tell my story again because I wasn't under contract. I didn't have to write. We had a thing, Angie and I called, We'll Write for Food, our little son.
Right.
But
Yeah.
no, I came out here and I had uh, just all of a sudden just started writing songs like crazy. The one that Dominic sent to you, and I have three more in the pipeline. Actually, more than that. But this song is like super important to me. It's a song about first cut is the deepest,
Yeah.
and that's what this song's about. It's happened a very long time ago, but when I got out here, like started flooding, and so when I was in LA, the song is about a story. I'm in LA. We had just broken up. I'm singing at a party, my cross legs, hippie style. And somebody comes up and gives me a little, update on him.
Right.
And I was feeling real lonely, it's a while ago, but I felt real lonely. And I felt like the entertainment business, sometimes you find good friends, it takes a long time. Sometimes, you get 100 letters that say, no, we're not interested in that song or you. And
Mhm.
then you get one that says yes. But I was feeling lonely, and I looked at this whiskey bottle sitting in the middle of the room, and I said, well, yeah, he's on my side. This whiskey bottle's on my side. I'll take that. So that's
Yeah.
what the whole song's about, but the bottle's on my side. And it's sort of tongue in cheek. And, I don't like to promote drinking, but I like it. I don't do it every day, but,
Yeah.
um, at that time, it was it was on my side, it really
Yeah.
dulled the pain. And eventually, of course, I moved on, thank God. I didn't
Yeah.
stalk anybody.
Right. Keep it healthy. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Music. But there's a lot to honestly impact because I think it's so interesting for creatives and entertainers on that era. There's always that like yin yang dynamic of having the crowds love you and buy the merch and you're on these shows and you're able to influence others. But it is kind of like solitary if you love it, lonely if you don't kind of lifestyle.
it is.
And you opted out of touring. So a selfish question because I do stand up comedy. What made you go, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. I guess I'm not cycling the road.
Yeah, well, first of all, that's a great insight into how it is for writers, because it's a solitary experience most of the time. I mean, I've had lots of co-writers,
Hmm.
but when you start to just tell your story, it's a little different. It's very personal. It's very solitary,
Yeah.
and it's sometimes you go really deep. The next song I'm coming out with is a song called "I'm Not the Marrying Kind," which ain't deep. It's just like a Thelma and Louise. I'm not the marrying
Yeah.
kind, and it's real fun, and it's a story. It's a true story. So, um, I guess to answer your question, it is a little bit of a dichotomy
Hmm.
because, yeah, you're in this personal space, and then you get up and you perform it, and there's people backstage before the show, people backstage after the show. That's what I didn't like. I just didn't like it. I'm an introvert by nature.
Yeah.
And it was, I just like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
When you write, whether it's for your own work or a contracted work, how do you? This is going to be a kind of weird question. How do you measure how deep to go? Do you like? Do you just open up everything every time and pull it back? Do you just go, "Hey, this is a nice cue," or do you get inspired by outside and go, "You know what? This is a surface level song." How do you go
Yeah, yeah,
about
yeah.
how far you go?
When you write for contract, when you're under contract, or you want, there's two ways to go.
Hmm.
I always think of a hook. Is this a hook? Do I have a hook?
Yeah.
And if I don't, I better darn well get it. Even in my storytelling, I feel like that if it's just blah, 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 who's going to listen to that,
Right.
right? It has to have, in my view, peaks and valleys, and it has to have a listenable, like you walk away going, singing the song.
Right.
And some songs are more memorable than others, and that's just how it is. But when you're in a contract, you're expected to write a hit. That's your job. Or if you're doing project writing, you're expected to write within certain parameters, like an end title credit as a movie goes by. Angie and I
Hmm.
did one of those. And so it's very different. And now I just want to throw this out there. Now I don't want to perform. This song is generally, I want to get buzz on it because
Sure.
I want another artist to do it. Alison Krauss or well, I'd like Flume. Do you know Flume?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, he could really produce this next song of mine. I mean, he's genius.
Spit it
Just
out.
wow, I'm putting it out there.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up.
The bottle's on my side. What is one of your favorite bottles? Like trying to celebrate good day or even a bad day. What's the go-to?
I didn't understand that.
What's the go-to bottle of refreshment when you do partake?
Wow, I like Gatorade.
I meant alcohol, but that works too.
I know. I like a good vodka,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
cranberry juice, and
Okay.
a little spritzer. That's like, and I have one at night, or I have a really nice Chardonnay
Yeah.
or Pinot Noir. I like a good wine, or
Yeah.
not. A cheap wine is fine.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm with,
I have a friend who's very picky, and so I bought some cheap wine and I gave it to her. And I said, "What do you think? This is great." And I'm like, "Oh, I mean,
it comes in a box. Surprise.
yes, Ripple or old English beer.
Yeah.
Sometimes ain't nothing like it. The lager beer. I love it.
Right.
But I watch my weight, so I can't drink a lot of beer. That's my favorite. Beer is absolutely my favorite.
Yeah, I'm about that life too, trying to watch your
How
weight.
about you?
Well, I kind of go through phases. So right now, I'm because my ancestors, my family, they're from Barbados, which is the birthplace of rum. So I usually get Mount Gay rum. That's what I was raised on, which sounds terrible. I was raised on it. Yeah.
Raised on
But,
rum. That's a song title.
but yeah, it does. It does. I've been going through a whiskey phase now because, like I love beer. I love pilsners are my favorite. But yeah, calorically speaking, it's the worst thing to drink. This beer, even wine has sugar, so I'll try to have a little bit of a whiskey every once in a while myself.
Whiskey is deep. Have you ever had Bushnell's?
No, I haven't. I see it on the shelves, but I've tried other ones.
It's lovely.
Okay.
You had what is it called? Fireball? Is that what it's called?
I don't do cinnamon. I had it once, and I go,
yeah, it's deep. It's deep. I think it says 40 proof on the bottle, but it's like more like 120 proof.
Yeah.
It's like one shot. You're like, bah.
It's like trigger on a chainsaw. Four Roses usually go to nowadays, or Bullet, or something along those lines. I'm not fancy. I'm just okay. Or Colin McGregor has his own, probably number 12. It's an Irish whiskey as well. So when we talk about the release of the song, "The Bottle's on My Side,"
Sure, yeah.
did anyone send it back up to the inspiration to the guy in question? Did the guy in question hear this song at all?
Well, I just hope he's not watching. We're still friends.
Okay.
And I told him about it. He heard it. I think he heard it on Spotify. I'm not sure.
Nice.
And I said, "What do you think?" And he said, "Beautiful."
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, it's about someone really special." And kind of went, like that. It wasn't. I wasn't comfortable enough to say he's remarried and his wife is absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
Love her. They are so suited for one another, and it just didn't feel right to go there.
Yeah.
I just wanted to respect that relationship and not dredge up, because he was hurt too. We were both hurt. It was just not going to work. And this was a million years ago. He was my high school sweetheart. So,
yeah, it's just so fascinating. Just to pour yourself out in one form of expression, but then at the same time, there's that barrier because of it. Coming from comedy, sometimes they say the comedy comes from tragedy plus time, and I'll have material based on bad relationships or bad experiences, and then you always wonder, what would people feel if they saw it or they knew it was about them? And do you worry about that? And everyone's different, but it's always that, like, why is this more nerve-wracking to perform in front of strangers?
Well, it's, because you're a storyteller.
Yeah.
You're telling, it's comedy, but you're still telling stories. You're still telling stories based on your life experience. So it's sort of the same thing, and it's personal. And if someone realizes that you're, saying something about someone's hairpiece or something,
right.
They kind of, that's tough. I mean, it's a fine line.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Will Smith. That was a fine line.
Oh man.
Fine line.
Yeah, physical assault was a fine line. And funny you talked about hair pieces. Well, I didn't have a hair in my head since I was like 21 years old. I respect that.
Well, I wasn't saying it because of that.
So when you're talking about someone that does create for yourself and others, are you someone that prefers the structure? Do you get up in the morning and go, I'm writing this morning, my writing session, or do you wait till inspiration strikes? What's the balance?
I do structure. I like structure. I like the idea of, and that's why I like pop, and alternative pop is perfect
Mm-hmm.
because you have a pop song. You want a good song. You want it to chart. But alternative pop doesn't have to be, a tricky, repetitive hook.
Yeah.
It comes in all places. Look at Flume. I love its
Yeah.
new. It's not new, but it's a woman named Maya
Mm-hmm.
who does this song. I think it's called "Say Nothing," and it's like unbelievable. And it's not your typical repetitive song. Look at Beyonce. Not your
Right.
typical repetitive, and the productions are just so killer. Haley Williams is somebody else I really admire.
Yeah.
So I think that I like the structure, but I like to mix it up a bit. I mean,
Yeah.
Bottles on My Side is a pop song. It's a pop structure. Verse, chorus, bridge, chorus out, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not it's an unusual title. And when you go deep into the lyrics, it's deep, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of now that you mention it, it does have layers the more you think about it, because like, oh, it's kind of a funny, quirky title, but again,
Right,
you
right.
can totally interpret it how you feel. Like, those are the best songs. Like when I was in high school, there was like Miss Jackson from Outkast, and when you're single and a kid, it's like a fun song. But if you're out of a relationship, wow, this is really tragic.
Yeah.
You know?
Some of the
What?
best lyrics, like I can mention a billion, but um, yeah, and the hook is like yeah, but, and it's, I mean, some of the Beatles song, I've just seen a face, I can't forget the time or place, or you know what I mean? Ticket to
Yeah,
Ride, that's heartbreaking.
it totally
The
is.
Beatles stuff.
Another.
Adele's writing great heartbreak songs from the heart, and she's writing in a structure to answer your question. They're structured.
Yeah.
They are structured songs, and it's almost alt pop, except she's got such an incredible voice.
Yeah. Talk to me about your day to day life. I mean, you're out in the desert. What's there does it living look like? Is there like a, I don't
Oh,
know. I feel like you're all by yourself on a mountaintop, but it can't be the case.
I chose a place that's in between Joshua Tree and Palm Springs.
Okay.
And the reason I chose it is the elevation is higher than Palm Springs and lower than Joshua Tree, which is my love. So I go both places.
Yeah.
Joshua Tree right now is flooding, because of it's at higher elevation. It got some storms. Palm Springs is flooding, but I'm way up in the hills, and like I'm looking out right now at San Gregorio, and over there is Idlewild, now San Jacinto. I can walk out and see these windmills.
Yeah.
And I chose a place that's very solitary, and very diverse community, which I love. And also, when I moved out here, there are a lot of vacant lots. There are hardly any well, there's no street lights. I keep
Oh,
saying they put in street lights. I gotta go. I don't
right.
want street lights. I love I go out and it's so quiet, and I see these, huge cactus in front of my house. It's mesmerizing. It's absolutely cool. So my day
I
to day it is structure. I get up. I have a routine because I have a dog and a cat. And I love my dog. He's my companion, my best friend. And then we walk or go to the park, something like that. And then I usually come back and go through Facebook. And
Yeah.
then I start writing, and doing all the things that are necessary for interviews because we're really promoting this song. And, here's my guitar. I gotta show you.
Oh, please show the guitar.
Check this out.
Wow,
Is
that is
that
awesome.
pretty?
What is it?
Look at that back.
Yeah.
Ooh. This is a Guild, 1971 Guild. And it just has this tone. I remember the first time I played it was like, I'm not thinking about it in the 90s. And because all my instruments are vintage.
Right.
And this one is Maybelline. She is, I'm telling you, she makes me sound so much better than I am. Thank you,
Yeah.
Maybelline.
That's cool. Is it one of those situations where they name themselves, you feel it, or you go, no, that you feel like a Maybelline? Like, how does that even
Oh,
work?
what an interesting thought.
Yeah.
It's only been in the last 5 years that I've been able to name her.
Yeah.
You know, that because some of the things about guitars is it fits your body or it doesn't.
Mm.
And so I've had like, I don't know, probably 30 guitars, and some of them didn't fit. Some of them just did not fit the body, the groove, and this one fits. This one is awesome. I love it. And I have an
Yeah.
electric, I have a 12 string, I have a nylon string. And there's an old joke. Um, how many guitars does a guitar player need?
One?
Just one more.
I gotcha.
So I'm always picking them up and, bringing them home like rescuers.
Yeah.
So I wanted to play you something live, if I may.
Yeah, please. Please,
Okay.
please.
And I just want to play the bridge to
Okay.
the bottles on my side, because it sort of, excuse me, it condenses, clarifies the song, I think.
Yeah.
So let me sing that for you. Put the bottle on my side, betting that you'll find. Let me do it a little bit differently.
Okay.
But the bottle's on my side until I fall down. Only friend I have in this crazy town. Pull myself together for the next free ride. Baby, I'm drinking and I'm slowly sinking. I don't do much thinking. All I do is dream about you. And I'm broken, wishing that I hope never been so lonesome. All I do is dream, 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 dream about you. The fireplace has your face, and each and every flame. It was a long time ago, I know, but it feels like yesterday. On my side until I fall down. Only friend I have in this crazy town. Pull myself together for the next free round.
There it is.
I wanted to get that out.
Yeah, Shelley Rae Speck. The bottle's on my side. That is smooth like my favorite whiskey. That was awesome. Well, I
Or
gotta.
rum.
Oh, rum, of course, because I was raised on it. If someone's watching now, there's a lot of people out there that have that passion, that fire to write, to perform, they see themselves on that stage in the back of that bar, writing the next song to appear in 90210 like you did a bit ago. But there's always that barrier of what they can and can't do, what's okay with them, how does practice work, how to get started. Any advice for anyone out there who needs just a little bit of kick in the pants to really go on their own musical journey?
I think this sounds really corny, but
Never.
okay. The first record deal I ever got, I was sitting in a restaurant, acting silly as can be, with a girlfriend, and two guys next to us in the next booth said, "Gosh, we've been listening and we're like dying laughing here. What the heck do you do for a living?" I said, "I'm a songwriter." They said, "Wow, send us something over. We're from Warner Brothers." And send it over. That was a Tuesday. By Saturday, I was in the studio at Warner Brothers.
Wow.
So part of it's just, I feel, just being you, and also being present enough to know that, it's not for everybody. My songs aren't for everybody, and that's okay. But it's going to resonate for a lot of people. And I would just say, open yourself up to success. See it. See that Grammy. See it. And work hard as if you deserve it. And work hard, meaning you never know who you're going to meet, especially if you're in the city like in Nashville or in LA. You never know if you'll meet the right manager, which I happen to do, or the right publisher, which I happen to do. You just have to you have to work, I'd say work at your craft. And then there are places now like TuneCore. TuneCore is massively cool, just massively cool. It will get your stuff out and it's worth every penny. There's others I would avoid, but I would definitely get your song as best produced as you can. And depending on your audience, say you're meeting with a label, it doesn't have to be produced. What labels want are good quality songs that they will produce and get out for you. They do all that work. But if, like with this song, Greg Wells produced it, who's a Grammy-winning producer.
Absolutely.
Adele works with, Katie Lang, whatever. And
Works with Shelley Rae Speck. Yeah.
Shelley Rae Speck. Yeah. So it is produced. It's broadcast quality. It's ready to go. But sometimes record labels don't overproduce it. They care about a song. They care about hits. They care about longevity for an artist. One record, no. If you go in with great songs, lots of talent, lots of confidence, think 2, 3 albums with that label. Because that's what they're looking at. Does she have, or he have, or this band have 2 albums, or just going to be one hit? One hit wonders are great too. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I have friends that I've worked with that, they retired.
Yeah.
A lot of the writers for Madonna, they retired a long time ago. Long time ago. So that's my advice. I definitely like TuneCore. I think it's a good, reputable. They did the release for me. I was real pleased with everything they did. They got it out to Spotify, Apple Music, the song. They got to Apple Music, AmazonMusic.com, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think that they're very, they're kind to their artists. That you get what you pay for, which is very, very little.
Right.
Some of the others I would just avoid, but I can definitely say that they do a super job with young artists and young songwriters. That's me.
Yeah.
So I would say, I hope that's enough. I mean, I'm probably not giving too much specifics because I truly believe that if you have that passion, you're going to be found. You're going to be found. You're going to find one way or another to do it. That could be a commercial. Could do a commercial and all of a sudden, oh, I like that. And then somebody says, I gotta do that for my record. I've seen that a lot.
Yeah.
So, music will find its way.
Visualize the prize and take it. Well, the career as decorated as your own. Like, what is left on your bucket list? Do you have goals? Is it kind of like a album by album, track by track life? What's the next step?
You know what I want? I want a Grammy. I'm not joking. I see it every day with my name on it, and I want a chart again. And I see this song going to someone who is a really good singer. Someone, just someone in Nashville that's up and coming. There's some great female singers that could sing the heck out of that, and that's where I'm really going. I want to chart with this, and I want to hear someone sing it better than I can. I do a good job, but I know somebody like, I'm trying to think of who I like. I like Haley Williams. Trying to think of who I like, not Old Town. Oh gosh, there's so many young singers right now and bands.
Oh yeah,
all bands from Nashville. Some good stuff. And I suppose a guy could sing this as well. Very interesting. When I demoed it, I talked to a lot of people that I trust musically, and I said, "What about a guy singing it?" And they said, "No, you sing it really good, but I can hear a man singing this. I can hear Keith Urban singing this."
Yeah,
I love him.
I was getting into Kane Brown myself. A lot of requests are at weddings this year. A lot of Kane Brown stuff. So I've been going through
Yeah,
that catalog.
definitely. Yeah, yeah,
That deep resonance, you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, and
Well,
Chris Stapleton, he co-writes a lot of stuff. I don't know if you know who he is.
yeah, yep. He's
Oh,
a new
do you want
legend, I
some
guess.
whiskey?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Talking about if Chris Stapleton said, "Hey, look, I want you on my track," and I'm like, "Me?" and I don't sing at all, I would definitely drop what I'm doing. This kid from Brooklyn would be country so fast.
Oh, there's some great artists right now too.
Yeah.
Old Town Road. What's his name?
Lil Nas X or
Oh
Billy Ray Cyrus. Yeah.
God, I love him. Love,
Yeah.
love, love. His videos are outrageous.
Unapologetic.
He's just so fresh.
Hmm.
The first time I heard the song, I went, "Wow, who is this guy?" You know, and he's a pretty prolific writer too.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of a side question. I have no musical talent whatsoever, but I've done comedy novelty songs before. Um, is it true what they say? A cynic person has told me it's all computers anyway. But I do feel that talent has to be at the core. You can't just like algorithmically make yourself famous, or am I off my rocker?
You know, it's Drive. Drive will make you famous.
Hmm.
And you know, I can name people that I worked with and who were okay,
Hmm.
and the drive was there. Nothing was going to stop them.
Yeah.
They didn't care that they were maybe a mediocre singer. They didn't care that they were, not writing the great songs yet. They would pair up with him. They'd write with everybody,
Uh-huh.
until they got that hit. So drive is everything. If you want to do it, I work with people. I even talk. It's probably not on my bio, but I taught songwriting at LA County Juvenile Hall, which is
Hmm.
quite an experience with those young men. And I thought that was some of the freshest stuff I've ever heard. They would
Right.
just, it would be the cafeteria table and they go, they'd come up with stuff that was just amazing.
Yeah.
It was really amazing. And so, you say you can't do it, get a beat. Get a
Hmm.
beat that you like. Get a beat and just jam, freestyle with it. You'd be
Right.
surprised at what comes out of your body.
Wow. Well, you guys heard it here first. Shelley Rae Speck has volunteered to be my vocal coach. It's gonna be great. The
Yeah.
collaborative
You
session.
know what? If you get a beat that you absolutely love, just a beat, and they're all over the internet.
Yeah.
Just freestyle, see what comes out. And yeah, if you ever want to reach out, I'll give you my email address and you can edit it out. Um,
Yeah.
but I would love to, sure. I just see something in you, truly, truly.
Oh, thank you. That means a
I
lot to
mean,
me.
I'm seeing like a spark when you start talking about writing.
I
And
mean, I think I write, but I've always come across the evils of writer's block, whether it's comedy or I've done two novelty comedy songs because of the pandemic, right? Couldn't go outside, so I made little jokey joke songs to laugh at.
that's why I was going to say freestyle, just
Yeah,
freestyle.
yeah.
You never know what's going to come out. When I had writer's block and I joined the Groundlings in Los Angeles, it's a
Oh
comedy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And because I could, it just, you get up on the stage and they'll give you something like, oh, you were just robbed. I would freeze without my guitar. I just froze.
Yeah.
But what I found was I wasn't thinking. I just was reacting to the room, to the prompt that she gave me, an image. I was reacting to the image. You know,
Mm.
I got better. I was never great, but the writer's block stopped, and it was a great lesson because you can't think too much. That's I write, I edit it, I just kind of vomit it out,
Yeah.
and then I go back and rewrite. That's the trick. See
Oh,
what you
okay.
got, freestyle it, and then go back and say, hey, that's kind of cool. I want to repeat that part. You know what I mean? But just
Yeah.
freestyling during the writing process. Just stay open. Let whatever comes out because we are all capable. All of us. This is an instrument. It can do many things.
Yeah.
It can do comedy. It can do writing. You'd just be surprised. But yeah, I just get a beat. Just get a beat. Get your recorder or voice memo on iPhone and freestyle. Don't even think about a topic. Just see what comes out. Ice cream, ice cream. I love you, baby. I could say ice cream. Whatever. You know.
Yeah. This is
And
like
if you
advice for life.
what?
This is like advice for life. Don't think, just freestyle.
Yeah. You got to. But if you do have to come back and edit and say that's not making sense, or I can't hear the lyric. Many times I've done that. I can't hear the lyric, and then I write something down that's absolutely what I thought was the lyric, and it's just awesome.
Yeah.
I can definitely guide you through. If you ever want to do it, just holler at me.
Wow. Well, Shelley, thank you so much. I feel like inspired to try that out this evening. The bottle is on my side, available now. EP on the horizon. If anyone want to connect with you online, be your friend, join a fan club, how they go about doing that?
Facebook is great. Shelley Rae Speck. Facebook.com. If they want to purchase, they can go to Apple Music. The bottle's on my side. They can go to Spotify. I think they can go to Shelley Rae Speck's Spotify.com. And then that one single will come up. It's also available on Amazon.com. It's available everywhere. It's even in Target. You can buy it on Target.
That's amazing. Like, cause you make it easy as does for people to do it, and they'll totally do it. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm getting my my Pampers and my orange juice. Might as well grab some music too while I'm here.
Definitely.